Hi everyone, it is March 6th right now, and we just had our latest storm. Right now it's pretty sunny and clear, a little bit overcast. It's supposed to rain again tonight, but we'll see what happens. So this is one of my seedling scion project. These are seedling scions of Lemonzest. So one of my favorite tree in my yard right now, just because of how the grass took and everything is looking really good and really interesting. So I'm gonna just kind of give you guys kind of update or view of it. So here's the tree. So the rootstock itself is a 2023 Home Depot plant that I bought. I don't know how old those trees are, but I'm guessing at least a year old when they sell them off. Okay, and the project on this itself, and I got lots of seedling scion project going on, but it is pretty much taking scions from immature, immature by meaning they haven't bloomed or anything, seedlings of various varieties. Sometimes I am selecting for the clones, sometimes I am selecting for the hybrids, just depending on what I'm doing. For this lemon zest one, I am selecting for the hybrids, the pollinated embryos. And the reason why is that lemon zest is known to be very disease and unproductive. So I'm hoping some of these has a bit more disease resistant. At the same time, I am selecting for like some of my favorite flavors, which is like an Indian Alfonso spice flavor. That's what I love. So here's an update on these. There's four decent sized grafts on here. One that I had put in towards the end of the year that seems to have taken. So most of these are the pollinated one. Four of them are the pollinated. One of them is a clone. I'll show you the clones. Like the last one is a tiny graft which I made at the end of last year. So here's the first one right now. So it's March right now, early March. The weather's still pretty cool. It doesn't really break 70. Nighttime temps is still in like the low 50s and high 40s, but lots of my ceilings are flushing right now. I think the increase in daylight has just like kind of caused it to flush, and the occasional hot spell too. So all my grafted trees are blooming, but my ceilings are beginning to push right now. All the ceilings are pushing vegetation. So this is one of the selection from the lemon zest seedlings. As you can see with this, the leaves a little bit on the narrow side. The stems a little bit kind of darker reddish. This has a Indian spice kind of Alfonso smell to it. Okay. Here's the next one. This one's flushed like maybe several weeks ago, and it seems like it's about to flush again. These leaves are a little bit broader. The stem's been more on the yellowish side. Nice Indian kind of spice smell to it. This one's right here is flushing. This one's, the leaves are kind of like this curly leaves. It kind of reminds me a bit of like some of the Tommy Atkins seedlings I grew out in the past. Where for some reason the leaves are all kind of like curling up, curling down. It's just a bit kind of unusual, but this one has a very classic smell to it. Came from a lemon zest seedling, but there's no citrus smell to it. Nothing I would say interesting, but it is a classic one. So I want to see what it does. Just kind of see what it does. I'm not expecting too much from it, but this is a kind of like project of lemon zest seedling scions, of the hybrids, of the pollinated ones. And this one's my favorite one right here. This one next right here. This one's the most vigorous of any seedlings I've had of lemon zest, even the ones I still have in the pot. And these were all grafted. These four were all grafted at about the same time. About the same time, maybe a week difference. And you can see how much further along this one has grown. And this one has very, very broad leaves, very huge leaves. You can see the leaves like this. And at the end of the day, and this one has like a strong Indian spice smell, like very strong Indian Alfonso spice smell. It's like an Alfonso times 5. It's very strong. And at the end of the day, even if all of these end up producing like just really horrible fruit that's not tasty or anything like that, hopefully it doesn't, just because it came from a very good genetic line, and like what could go wrong with like something that has like a that strong kind of citrus lineage, so but at the end of the day, you never know what it's going to produce. It'd be interesting, I think, in the next couple years. It's going to bloom, and it's like one tree right here that's going to have like 4 different new varieties. But even if all of this kind of just fail in terms of flavor, right? This one right here that I said is my favorite. I would just keep this alone, just for the smell of the leaf, the oils on it. It's really just so nice. So here's the one clone I have on here. So this is the Lemon Zest clone. Let me try to get this focused. Lemon Zest clone. I grafted it towards the end of last year. Just had a branch and I was like, I don't know what to do with it. I'll just see what happens if I graft the Lemon Zest clone on here. And I wasn't sure what it's going to take, but it seems to have taken. Been a little bit slow to push because it was a bit behind compared to the other grass, but it looks fine, and I think it's going to push up some nice growth this year. But this is what I've been grafting with. This one's even a decent size, but I grafted these with even smaller seedling scions. They were like the size of toothpicks at the time I was working with them. So let's see, when did I graft the rest of these? I grafted these. Trying to find my dates on here. I think it was on June, yeah. So this one was grafted much later. I think this one was grafted, let's see, September. And we're already getting into cooler weather. So that's the update on this project, the pollinated Seedling Lemon Zest Scion project. Well, at least for 4 of the branches and 1 Lemon Zest clone. And let's see what happens with it. I mean, it's looking good so far. No bloom so far, but I expect this will probably be blooming next year, probably. I think at the end of this year, when we get into the winter of 2026, it's probably gonna bloom. That's my guess. But these scions were like off of like very young trees that was like 1.5 years old, even younger than that. So it's gonna probably at least give me a year or 2 of vegetative growth. All right, guys. Well, that's the experiment on this one. I'll have more of this, which I'll post in the future. Thanks.